one of the greatest wins in Australian football history. We have won our first game at the FIFA World Cup for 12 years. We have kept our first clean sheet at the World Cup for 48 years. This is a memorable, historic day for the Socceroos and for Australian football. The entire nation, my body in those last 20 minutes has never felt anything like that. I don't know how my body felt. It was sort of magical, sort of what the fuck is happening right now. Um, Tunisia, we were holding on for dear life. We played very, very good football for a lot of the game. We took the game on like we didn't against France, even though we probably would have still gone and beaten quite convincingly. We just took the game on. We played so well. It was the early breakthrough from Mitch Duke, and like bloody hell. I mean, having COVID, this makes it all worth it. Oh, I can't believe it. Tunisia nil, Australia 1. Let's get into these player rankings, and we're going to start off with the highest score I've given so far in the player rankings. It's got to be Matt Ryan. He gets a 9 for me. Matt Ryan gets a 9. I mean, for a goal, he kept that first clean sheet in 48 years, although it was a lot down to the defence. Oh my God, him coming off his line to take those crosses in the air, his distribution was phenomenal. So confident with his feet. The amount of times he came off his line to collect the ball, like he was just flying through the air. I don't know how to explain Matt Ryan's performance. It was just so good. That was a captain's performance, especially from a goalkeeper, Matty Ryan. Next up, I believe it's Frank Karacic. He gets a 7 from me. I was close to just giving him a 6, but I've gone with a 7 for Karacic. I thought he did a job, but he did a job really well in a back four that kept a clean sheet. I think Karacic has to get a 7. He did a job. Wasn't like astounding, but he did some things very well. Harry Sutar, he gets an 8. He was just putting his body on the line every second play. The Australian Harry Maguire, he's got a massive head. I would have loved to capitalise him more on all the corners we got, all the free kicks we got from a really aggressive Tunisia game. I mean, both teams were aggressive, but especially Tunisia. They're absolutely madmen. I would have loved to see Aramoy or Craig Goodwin whipping a few more balls, or Matthew Leckie whipping a few more balls to Harry Sutar, because he just scores so many headed goals for Stoke in the championship. So yeah, I think Sutar had a really good game. I just love to capitalise him more on the attacking side of things, but he just puts his body on the line defensively. He's just such a good player. Then we've got Kai Rouse. He also gets a 7. Didn't think he did anything particularly amazing, but he also put his body on the line for a few possessions. Did his job, kept a clean sheet. I mean, this clean sheet thing is just blowing my mind. As his bait, she also gets a 7. Really confident on the ball. Had really good link up with Craig Goodwin. I thought it was a really good performance from Aziz Beich, and I probably thought it was a better performance from him than he had against France. Aaron Moy, he gets a 7. He was my man of the match against France, and he didn't even play an absolutely astounding game. In this game, he kept the ball rolling. And it was a very attacking-minded game from Aaron Moy. He played a few too many negative passes against France. There were not many negative passes here for Aaron Moy in this game. He just went out with an attacking mindset, and he went for it. Phenomenal performance, Aaron Moy. He's going to take a bow. He dictated that midfield, really, in my opinion. Then we've got Riley McGree. He's getting a 6. I don't know about Riley McGree. I think with Adrian Krustic coming on and looking the goods, I think Krustic probably needs to start over McGree against Denmark. He just looks a bit off back-to-back games. McGree, I haven't really noticed him. I'm not sure about him. Then we have got Jackson Irvine. He also gets a 6. I thought he was pretty good on the ball. Made a few good defensive challenges, but again, he just did a job that wasn't, phenomenal, wasn't bad. It was just okay. Because our midfield did get toppled a lot in that second half by Tunisia, and it was all down to our back four and Matt Ryan. So I can't give incredibly high scores to guys like McGree and Irvine. I thought Aaron Moy was definitely our best midfielder today. Craig Goodwin, he gets an 8. I mean, as I just mentioned, his link up with Aziz Beich was so good. Can I just quickly mention about Beich as well? He came into the right centre back role a lot. He came into the right back role a lot. He pushed up the pitch so much. I've never seen him push up the pitch that much. I thought Beige had a great game. Anyway, back to Goodwin. His link-up play with Beige was phenomenal. His creativity down the wing, absolutely phenomenal. But the main thing, his assist into Mitch Duke. Oh my god, it was magical. He's got a goal and an assist in this tournament so far now. Craig Goodwin, what a tournament he's having. I'm so happy Arnold has called him up to the World Cup squad and starting him in both games. Craig Goodwin, take a bow. What an assist that was. Next up, we have Matthew Leckie. He gets a 7. A little bit of a tough day at the office, but he's just so good with his feet. Whips some great balls in, creates so many chances. And Matthew Leckie, just what a veteran he is of this side. Then we've got Mitch Duke. He gets a 7. I thought he didn't have an amazing game after the goal, but he got the goal. Has to get a 7. But the goal we have to talk about. What a finish. That headed finish was absolutely world class. Like, world class. If Benzema scored that header, everyone would be raving about it. I'm sorry, but Mitch Duke, that was absolutely world class. And I was one of the ones saying that Jamie McLaren has to start, and Mitch Duke shut me up as well as a lot of other Australian fans. What a finish, and what a game from Mitch Duke. Milos Degenek gets a 7. He came on at right back as a substitution for Karasic, and he did his job. I actually think he plays right back in the MLS for Columbus Crew. I thought he did a job that needed to be done, and I thought he was probably the best substitution that came on, Milos Degenek. Next up, if I can just get my graphic back rolling. What's happened to my graphic here? Next up, we have Mabil. He gets a 6. He wasn't actually amazing. Probably actually a 5, maybe. I thought Mabil was definitely our worst substitution. A little bit selfish. Wasn't great on the ball, but yeah, it was okay. Still young, though. Still developing. Aaron Rustic, 6. Just an average game for him. 6 is average, by the way. 5 is below average. Yeah, he looks more comfortable on the ball, and I noticed him more for the 10 minutes that he was on more than Riley McGree for his 80 minutes. So, yeah, I still think I'd start Rustic over McGree. I think he's looking a little bit healthier now. Rustic, and obviously a better player than McGree. And he'll just bring that class and dictate that midfield with more against Denmark of a midfield of Christian Eriksen, which we could get pounced by. Jamie McLaren gets a 6. Almost had an incredible assist to Matthew Leckie, but couldn't quite get there in the end. Studs away from making it 2-0 in the final few minutes. But yeah, now here goes. McLaren gets a 6. Keanu Bacchus gets a 6. Didn't notice him. And Graham Arnold, he gets a 8. I think Graham Arnold has to get an 8. I'm a fool. I've critiqued Graham Arnold a lot. I've got to say, I've critiqued Graham Arnold a lot. But, I mean, what a performance that was. What a performance that was from Graham Arnold. Sorry, I'm just quickly fixing up a graphic here. Sorry. I am very sorry about this. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure if it's actually fixed. I mean, his tactics were perfect. I mean, just attack, bring pressure on the ball. Tunisia brought incredible pressure against Denmark. We had to bring pressure. Our high line was actually really, really good in that first half. We were really technically very, very good all game. And it started with the midfield of Aaron Moy. McGree and Irvine sort of fell off later on in the game. I mean, let's quickly talk about Mitch Duke's touch in the link-up to get to his goal. I think Mitch Duke's touch is so underrated. He gets an 8 for me, Graham Arnold. Thought he had a really good game. He couldn't really do anything in the second half. Tunisia was just absolutely bringing it, and he made the right substitutions as well. Man of the match, there's only one man for me. It's the man who got the highest score. It is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, just fucking take a bow, mate. Absolutely incredible. I've already described his performances and all the words I can use. Matt Ryan is a veteran. He's the captain of this side for a reason. He plays for the shirt. Oh, what a player. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm still recovering from that. The game ended about 3 hours ago. I'm now doing the player rankings. Oh, one of the greatest wins in Australian football history. I'll see you again for the player rankings against Denmark. Cheers.